welcome to Beyond the Pour. I'm Nilu, your sommelier host, and today we're talking all things hospitality, and I have a fabulous guest with me. His name is Rajeev Parikh, Kubani Wines, and from Napa, I believe. So welcome, Rajeev. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you for having me on the show.
Absolutely, my pleasure. My pleasure. We're going to talk about your label, and it's called Kubani Wines, right?
Yes.
And so you are in Napa or you are sometimes in Palm Springs? I'm not 100%
Well,
sure.
I'm in Napa, I'm in Palm Springs, and I'm in LA. So,
Perfect. Okay.
yeah.
So
So during
yeah.
harvest, I spend more time up in Napa.
Yeah, of course. How can you not, right? So Rajiv, thank you for joining us on Beyond the Pour. Um, I'm always interested to learn about trailblazers and people that are doing some pretty cool things in the wine industry. Actually, it doesn't have to be wine industry only, but hospitality, things like
Right.
that. But of course, I heard about you and I was like, I'd love to reach out and find out more.
Thank you.
Um, and thank you. I want to say cheers to you because I have a bottle of your, I'm sure you've got a
Cheers.
glass there. Cheers,
Cheers.
sir. Let's have a little taste. Mm.
Mm,
And this is your Grenache I've got
yeah.
in front of me.
Yeah. I
If
call that my
everybody,
most elegant wine.
I know, and I'm enjoying it. I just opened it about 20 minutes ago, but I'm loving it. So, Rajiv, tell me what got you into wine and why you wanted to basically start your own label, I guess.
It's a long story, but basically, it's a passion for fine things in life.
Yeah.
Cherish moments with the family. And back in 97, I visited Napa for the first time.
Hmm.
And, the romance started. Very difficult not for that romance to start, especially being in the food business, having worked at steakhouses, having served wine, and, generally, hospitality. And I just fell in love with it.
Yeah.
And then after that, after visiting Napa a few times, I started a distribution for the Riedel Wine Glass Company
Got it.
of
Hmm.
Germany. I got a contract with them and I started working with winery owners in India and the food and beverage managers of all the 5 and 7 star hotels, talking about wine, explaining them the nuances of the glass and the wine. And then I was visiting the vineyards so often and the wineries in India so often that it just kept drawing me closer and closer, closer to the wine industry.
I
And
get it. It is
and
such a romantic thing. I think the
yeah,
way that we have always talked about wine, the way it's poured in restaurants, like you said, by Psalms and this and that, is always very, very much romantic.
right.
And and so you can't help but enjoy it and fall in love with it and try to get into
Yeah.
that industry, I feel. So that's how you started it. And then when you came to Napa, did you say, okay, I need to find a winemaker? And what year was
Yeah.
that?
Oh God. Back probably before 2018,
Yeah.
my first vintage. So I met a lot of winery owners. I have a few friends there now, and my mentors, and they all pointed towards Bobby Moy. They
Mm-hmm.
said he's a
Mm-hmm.
true artist.
Yeah.
He'll be a great winemaker. Get
Mm-hmm.
him while you can.
Yeah.
So, I approached Bobby with several meetings, and I felt very comfortable with him.
Right.
Uh,
There was a connection immediately for you. And
Immediately done.
isn't he a sommelier too?
Yeah, he's a sommelier too, and
Nice.
but he's done some major education.
Yeah.
He has a good educational background, and he's
Absolutely.
worked in different wineries.
Mm.
Felt very connected with him the first time I met him.
That's it.
Yeah,
Beautiful. And that's
yeah.
where the journey started, huh?
It
And
started, and
yeah.
well, and then uh, you know, I wanted to make the wine, and he asked me, "Which one do you want? What
Mm.
varietal are you talking about?" And I said a Petite Syrah, and he just about flipped. And
He's like in Napa. Can we make something else?
and he said, "Why?" And I said, "Well, I visited. Minor Family Wines in
Right.
97.
Mm-hmm.
And the second or third wine that I tasted was their Petite Syrah.
Mm-hmm.
And I just fell in love with it.
Sure.
And they stopped making it. And I was disappointed because I couldn't find something similar. And I said, Bobby, and he says, but you really want to do that? I said, Bobby, it's something I enjoyed, I loved. And
Right.
if you can make me the right Petite Syrah, I'll be able to sell it
It's
because it'll
so
be,
true. I think the business that we're in, if we want to sell something we don't enjoy, it's almost impossible.
yeah.
You know, when we
So
like it, we sell it.
yeah, so he said, okay. And basically, he said, okay, I have the grapes. I contract. We can contract with Frediani Vineyards, which is
Mm-hmm.
the oldest vineyard making, having the Petite Syrah varietal. It's been
Mm-hmm.
around for years. It's very
Yep.
prestigious. And I said, I only have one little flaw in this whole thing. And he said, what's that? I said, if we purchase the grapes, I have promised my wife that I will not get into the wine business till my daughter gets married. And he said, why? And I said, Bobby, Indian weddings are very expensive. And she's afraid that I'll go bankrupt doing this. And she won't be able to marry the daughter off. So
My
he says,
gosh.
you know what, Rajiv? He says, this is such a fantastic vineyard that if you can't do it, I will do it. So don't worry
Wow.
about it. That
Yeah.
was amazing for him to say that.
Yeah.
Well, as luck would have it, and my daughter during COVID, she got married with a Zoom call to the judge.
What?
Yeah,
As
the,
luck would have it, no Indian wedding?
just
No
23
week
of her
long?
friends, just 23 of her friends
Oh my
in my
gosh.
backyard.
No
And
way.
yeah,
How did you get away with that one?
well, she doesn't let me get away with it financially, but yeah, no wedding, no wedding. So I called up Bobby and I said, we're on. And he says, you
We're
sure?
on. Yeah.
So back in August,
Hilarious.
a couple of years ago, I got the family together and I said, I have a very important,
Mm-hmm.
message to give all of you,
Mm-hmm.
announcement to make. And they were scared. They didn't know
Yeah.
what to expect from me. Neither did my wife. And
Mm-hmm.
when they were all together, my son, my daughter,
Mm-hmm.
uh, her son-in-law, my daughter-in-law, and I said, I made a promise to your wife. I said, do you remember that? And she says, what promise? I said, well, I said I won't make wine till your daughter gets married. And she says, so what?
Mm-hmm.
Well, she's married. So she says again, so what?
The
I said, well,
Zoom.
so I said, well, I guess what? We have a label. It's called Kubani, and I'm now making wine. And there was pin drop silence.
Oh my
Pin drop
gosh. I mean, the fact that you didn't start with saying, like, okay, I'm going to go and find some grapes now. You
silence.
went straight for, I've got the label, it's ready to go.
Yeah, I
That's
called
pretty
up
freaking good.
Bobby. I got hold
Yeah,
of a designer. We talked about the label. I said, I want everything done before I break the news to the family. So because there's
incredible.
no turning point at that
Right,
particular
right. And
point.
tell me the cool story about Kubani, Kubani, the name and where it came from.
So Kubani is my two kids. Ku
Mm-hmm.
is from my son Kunal, and Bani is from my daughter Shibani. And
Love it.
Kubani, it's a legacy that I want to leave them.
Mm-hmm.
They are, everything, I mean, in my life, both the
Mm-hmm.
kids. And
It's the way it
it's
is.
yeah, it encapsulates the essence of cherished moments with them and
Yeah,
the deep connections with them. So
I love
that's
it.
where money comes from.
It can't get better the way you just said that. And really, family's everything, and
Mhm.
being able to bring the kids into the equation in this
Yeah,
way, and hopefully they're helping you. That's absolutely. So you do have another business. When you said you're in the restaurant business, you also own or run a few
yeah,
KFCs, yeah?
yeah. Yeah, one KFC now,
Oh,
and
just
but
one.
my daughter is
Okay.
taking care of it.
Yeah, so you're more involved with the wine
Yeah,
part of it, and obviously we just went through harvest. So now that we're recording this, it's November. We're what, 2 days away from Thanksgiving, believe it or not.
right.
I
Yeah.
can't even believe that one. It just zoomed by the last 2 months, I think, for me. And so you went through all the harvest. And Rajiv, you've got 9 varietals. Grenache was the one that you said we should taste together because you feel
Right.
like it's really popping and a lot of younger people are enjoying it. And tell me why you think this is the one right now. It's very nice.
Well,
I'm enjoying it
I
very
get
much.
this question asked all the time in wine shows.
Hmm.
People ask me, what is your best wine?
Yeah.
And I tell them there's no such thing as a best wine. I said it all
Hmm.
depends on when you're drinking, what you're eating, who are you drinking with. And I caution them. I say, you know what? Sometimes, depending on your mood, the same wine may taste different at a different time.
You
So
got
I
it.
said, there's no such thing as the best wine. But if you ask me, what's the most elegant wine? And there's a difference between the word elegant and best. I said,
Hmm.
I feel my Grenache is the best. It expresses, it's meaty, it's fruity, it's
Hmm.
juicy, it's
Hmm.
aromatic, it's everything that you want in a wine is delicious. And the best
Hmm.
part is that it drinks well with most of the foods. So I
It,
said, yeah,
yeah.
that's what I
And
like about it.
I love that you say that. And as I'm tasting it, it's opening up right now. But I mean, when we talk about Grenache, we think strawberry, we think leather, we think
Right.
a little bit of dried herbs, basically. And I think that as this is opening up for me, the first thing it's weird that hit me was pepper. I don't know if
Yeah,
that was.
it has allspice and pepper in it.
Okay, so like
Yeah,
petit verdot, you didn't
yeah,
put any petit.
yeah.
You've got some petit.
It's got
Oh,
pepper in
good.
it.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm I'm feeling happy that I got that right. I didn't even look at that. But and
It,
then as it's opening up, I'm picking up the leather actually, and then you do actually go into the is the strawberry notes, but it's a
yeah.
light wine. It's beautiful color.
Yeah, it's
I
not as dark as your traditional Grenache. It's
Yeah, yeah,
light.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
I know my
got
lighting's bad here, in my home office here, but
yeah,
if I could describe it, I would say it looks like a Russian River Pinot Noir, if
yeah, yeah.
visually, if,
It's
saying that.
really it's very well balanced. It's got good tannins. The tannins set the stage for some structure,
Yeah,
and the acid is just right. And Bobby's done a great job of balancing the wine,
yeah.
and
And
that's what
this
I
is,
like about Bobby
yeah,
with
yeah, of course,
these
he's doing
wine.
a great job, but very much, something you could have with a Thanksgiving meal, I'm gonna
Oh
say.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something. In the wine shows, yeah, people will buy the Cabernets, they'll place orders for the Chardonnay, mostly my single varietals.
Hmm.
And this Grenache, it's funny when you see people drink and the expressions,
Hmm.
they say, wow, never
Hmm.
expected a Grenache to be too good. And it's one of my best movers
I love
is the
it.
Grenache. Yeah.
Now, if because you said you're in 3 spots right now, but you've got well, you keep the wine at a warehouse in Napa. And do you have a tasting room or not? Like if
Yeah. At
someone
the
wants to come
winery,
and
we have
taste.
a tasting room, and it's by appointment only because we
Okay.
share the premises with other wines, the other winemakers and producers.
Uh-huh.
It's a big, large space, so we decided to move in with them, to
It's
save
always
some
such a
cost.
great idea. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a
And,
great
and
idea.
the winemakers, we all, they talk with each other. There's just so much
Sure.
information that goes back and forth, and there's
Yeah.
so much camaraderie between
Hmm.
everybody. And
Yeah,
it's fun working in that environment.
I think it's so fun. And where is that located?
In Napa on Enterprise Way, it's south of downtown Napa, not too far,
Not
about
too
maybe
far.
five,
Perfect.
7 miles from downtown Napa.
Yeah,
So
so
it's in an
easy to get to.
industrial area. It's where
Yeah.
there's a lot of other winemakers who have set up there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Your background, obviously you've been in food, a little bit of hospitality, but I think that just comes with I think with our cultures, a little hospitality is
Okay.
always there.
Yeah.
But I want to ask you, how do you mix and balance tradition with innovation right now?
So we are
You,
a very focused very much on making wine the very traditional way.
okay.
We have a very French approach. Even my
Hmm.
Chardonnay, all the wines are made in French oak. Okay, we don't use for steel fermentation at all, excepting the rosé that we did.
Hmm.
And that's how we make it. It's basically all French oak, very traditional. And Bobby is very aware of the new tools that are available,
Yeah.
of what's happening, and then we sit and talk as to what we want to do with the wine. Uh, Basically, we sit down. I mean, as a winemaker, he gives me
Mm-hmm.
all the time. We sit down, because he mixes the wines with new oak, old oak,
Hmm.
neutral oak.
Yeah. Whatever
And
he needs to do to get it to
do, and
that
then we
point.
sit and he'll sit with his chemistry set and we figure
Yeah.
how we want to use each one of the barrels and how we do it.
Yeah.
And of
Which
course,
barrel you want.
yeah,
And I'm
he's
sure.
very good at using a 2000-liter oak tank that's neutral.
Oh, wow. That's
And
beautiful.
yeah, especially for the Cabernets and all, we put all the barrels in there so that way it creates a fat around the tongue. It smoothens the wine.
Sure,
So it's
sure.
more
And you're
appealing.
13.8% on this guy, on the
Yeah,
Grenache.
yeah.
Are the other ones low alcohol or are they like your,
No, the cabs are
typical,
higher. The
yeah,
cabs are
typical
higher.
area. Yeah,
Yeah.
typical area. But what would you, I want to know from your end, are you, one of the things I always think about is pairing, and I hopefully will in the new year, pairing wine with Persian food, Iranian food. I want to start kind of figuring out what goes with what. Um, do you think about this like obviously food friendly, but are you thinking this goes well with any Indian food, or are you just looking for no, look for the Western
No, I'm
stuff?
not making wine specifically for any, food
Hmm.
ethnicity, but the
Yeah,
Grenache, the Pinot. Pinot
yeah,
goes well with smoky foods. And when you
there you
say
go.
Persian food or Indian food, there's a lot of smoke in there.
Sure,
They're very smoky, and
sure.
that goes very well with it, as do the Cabernets when you're having kebabs.
Oh
As a
my
matter of
gosh.
fact, there's a brand new restaurant in Palm Springs called Saffron. If you
Is
ever go
they
to
just
Palm
opened?
Springs, they just
I
opened
I go there
maybe
a lot,
last
but I haven't seen
November.
it. Yeah,
Yeah, the name of the chef is Sev, S-E-V. Very innovative chef. You
saffron.
don't get the
Okay.
regular falafels and things like that. He makes things that are quite different and tasty. I
Yeah.
just had, and then he's going to be having Kubani Wines in his restaurant.
Oh my
He loves
gosh.
wine, and it's going to be an interesting pairing. We're going to
I
do
would
some wine.
love I would love to talk to him because I would love to see what he's pairing with what. What
Yeah,
he's obviously
yeah,
thinking about doing something with this,
yeah.
right?
So
So
I will definitely put you in touch with him. I'll
that'd
do a
be
CC
so
connect.
fun. Yeah, I'd love
Yeah,
to know
yeah.
more.
Very nice gentleman, and he loves the food. He's a chef himself. He owns a
Yeah,
restaurant. You know,
yeah, yeah.
beautifully done. Very
Yeah.
simple but nice.
Next time I'm in Palm Springs, I love going to Palm Springs. I'm like, that's my perfect vacation, 3 day, 4 day kind of go there.
Let me know when you're there,
Swim.
when you're planning.
I
I'll meet
love
you there.
it. Yeah, for sure. We'd love to do that. Um, what do you think the next chapter is going to look like for you with Kubani Wines, with your 9 varietals? And I didn't ask you how many cases you produce. I think you told me, but I can't remember.
About 50 on each. The
50
2022
cases.
tab, yeah, 56 a whole pallet. It's very small production.
Okay, beautiful. I mean, it's
Yeah,
very much a boutique
yeah, it is. It
line,
is.
right?
It is. Especially
And
the way Bobby's making it, and
yeah,
and um, so it's really good, and I'm so glad. And I'll tell you, before I started, I met with Dave Miner at Miner Family
you
Wines.
told me you really were impressed by his wine. I've gone there. I like it a
Yeah,
lot
years
too.
ago, and
Yeah,
over the
yeah.
years, I gave him a lot of business through
Hmm.
friends.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I called him up, just like
Hmm.
I did some other people before I started getting into the business. And I
Hmm.
said, Dave, what do you think? And he
Yeah.
said, Rajeev, you have the palate, you have the knowledge, you have the passion. So he says, I would do it. He says, there's plenty of room for everybody, but he says, I have one piece of advice that I hope you take seriously. And I said, okay, I'm listening. And he says, do not overproduce. Go
Oh my
slow.
God. We were just talking about this today with someone who's very connected in the wine industry.
Yeah.
And I was like, there is a little turbulence right now with this whole thing and wineries and this and that. And this person who's very intelligent said, yeah, the overproducing is what came back and hurt so many
Yeah.
places.
Yeah. We're going to see that happening. So when Dave told me that, I took it to heart because,
Mhm.
it's somebody that I'd met very often and had talked to.
Yeah,
I'd actually gone to see his winemaker in 97. Somebody sent
yeah.
me there. My lawyer sent me there and says, meet to Gary, his
The
winemaker.
first person you should talk to
Yeah.
is him.
Yeah. He
Yeah,
said, well, just to go and taste wine, not to make
yeah,
wine. 97 was just a trip that I
yeah,
made.
yeah,
And I'm so glad that Dave gave me that piece of advice because right now I know a lot of people are hurting. I'm making small batches. I
yeah.
will continue to,
Love
I'll
it.
probably get focused a little bit now
Hmm.
that I know what's happening and maybe
Hmm.
reduce from 9 down to maybe 7.
Good
Um,
idea. Good
yeah,
idea.
yeah, you stay focused for the next, I believe that this is going to stay for 3, 4 years.
Oh, is
Uh,
that right? That
I,
was my next question for you.
yeah, I
Um,
think
where will we be, in a
you're
couple of
going to see a
years?
lot of consolidation.
Yeah,
The big boys buying out the smaller brands. Okay. And I don't intend to be in that situation. I mean, I don't have
yeah.
an offer at this point, but I
Hmm.
plan to just stay small, grow small,
Yeah. But
just enjoy.
are there
This is my
small
retirement.
brands?
Yeah.
That's it. And this is your passion
Yeah,
too. But I
exactly.
feel like the large brands, this is my 2 cents with what's going on. The large brands are going to survive because they've got a lot of different, I mean,
Yeah.
I feel those I don't want to say corporations. I want to say whoever's running those big wineries, it's not just one person. It's not a mom and pop situation where
No,
there's so many businesses being run that may
right.
be funding or bringing back the money
They have deep
to
pockets. They have deep
that's
pockets.
it. That you said it perfectly. And
Yeah.
so and then on the other hand, the little places, the small producers, they should be able to hang in because they're not expecting too much. They just want to get their wine out there in front of people and probably have their own loyal customers to start with.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I
So
think Napa is going to have to think out of the box now. It's become
yeah.
very expensive to even visit. I think the
Yes.
hotels are outrageously expensive. The hoteliers are going to have to rethink what they're charging. And after COVID, we went into this tasting fees, and you can't just walk in anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially for somebody small like me, it's very difficult. But
Hmm.
the bigger wineries that used to just you could walk in, have a taste, talk to
Hmm.
them instead of just having appointments. I think
Yeah.
all of that will probably reopen. I could be wrong,
Well,
but they would have to do it in order to attract the people. You
if
know,
it, Rajiv, what you're saying needs to happen,
yeah,
but will it happen?
we'll
100%
see.
you're correct. But
Yeah,
will they turn around and say, let's change what we've been doing?
yeah.
And that if not, we're losing people to Temecula, to Paso Robles. We're really slowly losing that, and I think there's got to be some major change right now.
I
But
hope
but
so.
but who knows if it happens or if it doesn't happen?
Yeah.
So that's the future that you're thinking, and just going to keep doing this with 7
Small
varietals and
batches.
see where it goes.
I enjoy what I'm doing. I couldn't
I
be
know.
happy
Uh,
waking up in the morning and
yeah.
talking about wine. It's yeah,
Right? I love
yeah.
that.
It's fine.
Now, if you're not drinking wine, do you like cocktails? Do you drink something else?
Oh yeah. So if I'm not drinking wine, my go-to is champagne.
Oh, nice.
Champagne, one beverage that goes with everything.
Oh my gosh, I love champagne.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and old fashions. I like
Mm-hmm.
old fashioned or single malts. But
Yeah.
the most important thing, if I get a chance to drink something else, especially if there are other varietals by other
Mm-hmm.
winemakers,
Mm-hmm.
I definitely try to taste those because I'm afraid
Yeah.
of being accustomed to the house wine and not
Yeah.
appreciating what's outside. So it's very important. And I tell my team, my daughter, my son, I tell the people that
Mm-hmm.
I'm training, my son-in-law to do wine
Mm-hmm.
shows, please go. Taste the other
Yeah.
wines.
Yeah. You've
Understand
got
where
to
what the
keep the
terroir is.
palate. Yeah, you've got to
Uh,
keep the palate up to date. And
yeah,
if we just drink, say if we just drink Grenache the whole time, you know, we're not going to even know what to compare it to, And so
exactly.
you've got to get out there, keep tasting, go to tasting groups, just travel like you said, and really understand, oh, now they're throwing in a little bit of Viognier or something. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know. Um, and so you keep up with making it really taste good and the changes that are happening. But it's definitely important to, like you said, keep tasting different varietals, different wines, different
right.
producers. But I was just interested. So you're an old fashioned man. You like old fashioned,
I
the
love
old
old fashions.
fashions.
I like
I do,
bourbon.
I
I
love
can
it
sip
too.
on bourbon.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
beautiful,
yeah, if I go to
beautiful.
a restaurant and I don't see a wine list that, you know, sometimes they're just not that good, you know,
Yeah,
and, if
yeah.
they, so I will order an old fashioned and then I have to tell the person, please don't make it sweet, but
Oh
half
my
the amount.
gosh, that I say that every single time as well.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
can I ask you something? Do
Mhm.
you get cranky if they don't bring you a large ice, like a square or round? I have to have that in my old fashioned.
Yeah, I think it definitely tastes, there's a perception. It's a taste and it doesn't melt as quickly, so that helps, you
Well,
know.
yeah, absolutely. But it's just like when I have like a bunch of ice thrown in my glass with an old fashioned,
Mhm.
I honestly, it's really weird. I don't enjoy it. It's like it's the same thing with the glasses,
Yeah.
right? So I'm sure you've got all these different glasses for
I
wine
use,
and this
yeah,
and
I'm biased to real glasses.
I know.
You
So
know,
and they're beautiful and they've got a ton of different options. But I'm saying like if you don't have it in the right glass, if you don't have the right ice, you don't have the right,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You need
yeah,
that
yeah.
to
And I think
to
we've been spoiled by these big cubes because earlier on we never had them, but we've been
Oh,
spoiled.
I
There's
need
nothing
that in
wrong
my
in
old
being spoiled.
fashioned.
Yeah.
No, I mean, there's other drinks I'm okay, but that one friggin' needs it. I want to ask you, I started this podcast Beyond the Pour about it's honestly six months now, something like that.
Okay.
Um,
And you seem to be
and
doing well because I follow you on Instagram.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yeah, we're chugging along, and believe it or not, this will be the last one for
Oh,
2025.
okay.
Um, and then I'm going to start again in 2026. I'm going to keep going. I'm loving it. I know it takes a little bit to get out there and get your voice heard, but I'm going to keep doing that. Um, but I wanted to ask you, and I've asked this of every person I've had on the show. If you could pour a glass of Kubani, let's say you're perfect. Say you like the Grenache, right? You pour in a glass of Grenache for yourself, and you're sitting by the fireplace in your house, and you're relaxing. What song would you turn on? Like, would it be a Frank Sinatra? What kind of vibe would
Oh,
you
yeah. If
be?
I'm sitting by the fireplace and it's a romantic setting, yeah, then some old Frank Sinatra song, Strangers in the Night or something. Yeah, you hit it on the spot. That's what I
I
would.
just threw that out there because I was
Yeah,
like
but
envisioning my myself right now. I'm like by the fireplace, okay.
yeah, yeah, you know, yeah,
So Frank
you
Sinatra.
want a nice old song at that time,
Yeah,
something liven up the mood and yet keep it the same way.
I love that. And if you could pour a glass for anybody, dead or alive, of any of your wines, who would it be?
My wife, she's my best friend,
Mm. Oh
and
my God, that is the cutest thing I've ever heard.
and you know what? I would pour the Grenache because I think she's a very elegant woman too. So,
Oh, bravo, bravo. I think you got some points just there. Very nice, very
thank you.
nice. And well, she's one lucky lady to have you
Well, I think it goes
say that.
two
That's
ways.
absolutely wonderful. You're obviously a family man.
Yeah.
Um, it's absolutely a pleasure to have the opportunity to talk to you. Um, and I really do hope that we get to do some tastings together.
Oh, yeah.
Actually in the same room.
Right. It would be wonderful. Be
Yeah, yeah.
wonderful.
And if I'm in Palm Springs, I will definitely give you a little call. So I
Yeah.
wanted to thank you again. And if anybody would like to get their hands on Kubani wines, you can either go
Go
kubani.com,
directly
right?
online. Yeah. Go
Online,
directly online.
perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the best way, right? And reach
Yeah.
out to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and so, thank you again so much for joining me.
Thank
I
you.
also want to say to our listeners that we are on YouTube and we are on Spotify, and this is Beyond the Pour. And we look forward to having you follow us and hopefully share with your friends. Happy holidays. This is obviously 2 days before Thanksgiving, but probably won't be out till, I don't know, a couple of weeks from now. But anyways, happy holidays to you and your family.
Thank you. And same to you. And thank you for having me on the podcast. It was
Absolutely
wonderful
my pleasure.
talking
My
with you.
pleasure. Thank you so much.